Hello and welcome to National Focus. I am Octavia Prosper. In the headlines, work progressing on Douglas Charles runway extension, over $200,000 multi-purpose court for Point Michel, and government continues to make major investments in country's youth. The details of the headline stories and more when we return. Welcome back. The construction of Dominica's International Airport is moving along smoothly, though its completion is still a few years away. More in this report with Aliyah Martin.
The construction of Dominica's International Airport is moving along smoothly, though its completion is still a few years away. In the meantime, the Douglas Charles Airport remains the premier port of entry for locals and visitors alike. Over the years, the government of Dominica has invested heavily in improving Douglas Charles, whether it has been through night landing, upgraded terminal building, a new executive lounge, improved processes for departure and immigration, and upgraded landscaping. On December 8, 2021, direct flights from mainland USA became a reality with the introduction of flights from Miami to the Douglas Charles Airport. This service is key to improving Dominica's stay-over arrivals and creating interest in the destination ahead of the international airport becoming operational. It is for that reason that work on extended runway at Douglas Charles Airport is currently ongoing, all in an effort to ensure stay-over visitor arrival reaches 300,000 by 2030.
And in order to do so, there are a couple of things we had to examine and analyze. And although we are quite excited about the international airport, which we hope to be completed in 4 years, we realized that we had a unique opportunity if we made some improvements to our airport runway to sustain the current flights we have, because we'll improve the safety of the runway, improve pilot confidence, and possibly attract new airline partners to Dominica. So, given we did an assessment and analysis, and we decided that the investment was going to be beneficial to helping us achieve our goals of getting more visitors to Dominica.
The runway extension project includes lengthening the runway by some 185 meters and upgraded apron parking. Excavation works are ongoing and more than 70% complete.
We are working on the back slope, kind of prepping that, have that area cleaned up and finished before we get our gravels on site. We are taking down the material in the runway asphalt area. We're taking that down to about 12 inches above our subgrade, which we're doing that so we do not damage our subgrade, so we can, when we start placing our gravels, we'll remove that 12 inches, place our 24 inches of gravel over top of our subgrade, and then grade and compact and kind of prep that for asphalt. So right now we're just kind of getting all the grades down to have everything ready for gravel.
The runway extension project is being done with minimal disruptions to the operations at Douglas Charles Airport.
We are working between the flight schedules, and we are also working at night. As you can see, the flights usually stop around 8 o'clock at night, and the guys go all night until morning, and then we work between flights. We have been making tremendous progress on this project, and as you have been told, about 80% of that part of the work in terms of the earth movement is in fact complete. And we are looking forward with earnest because, as you know, this project is a very short project, and we are trying to take advantage of the winter season in terms of the extension of this runway. And so we're doing everything possible with working with the weather and around the weather in terms of the rainy periods, and we are pressing forward to ensure that we can deliver the project within time.
Parliamentary Representative for the Marigot constituency, Honorable Anthony Charles, endorsed the project, describing it as a necessity for air access improvement.
We need this extension for future and present airlines to remain, because we need to have our safety regulation met, and we need to meet these requirements by ECA. So if we do not meet this requirement with this runway length, etc., most of these airlines will pull out and refuse to enter to Dominica. So we need this for diasporas to enter freely. So we need the extra airlines to come and to remain with us. So we need this extension.
More runway increases safety from landing from the sea and also improves payload ability and potential ranges for departure.
We have to keep praying for good weather because that is the only thing that can cause interruptions in the work schedule is the weather, and we know that September is the peak of the hurricane season. So I want us to continue to pray that the weather remains stable in Marigot, and so we can get the project completed on schedule in October. And October is a perfect time to have this project completed because, as you know, we receive the most visitor arrivals in Dominica in October as people come to experience the best festival in the Caribbean, the World Creole Music Festival.
The extension of the Douglas Charles Airport runway is expected to be completed by October 2023. Aliyah Martin for the Government Information Service.
Thank you, Aliyah, for that report. The people of Point Michel can now boast of a new multi-purpose hard court. A ceremony and the ultimate 3 versus 3 basketball bolorama took place on Sunday to officially hand over the court. This project was deemed necessary for the development of sports in the constituency. Swiss Ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Schneider, representative of Argos Cement Edgar Martinez, developer of Tranquility Beach Ian Edwards, and proprietor of CCL Chris Walter, have all partnered with government and the parliamentary representative, Honorable Dennis Charles, for the construction of this multi-purpose court. Parliamentary representative for the Soufrière constituency, Honorable Dennis Charles, is grateful to Tranquility Beach Resort for its investment and commitment to this project. The new multi-purpose court is valued over $200,000.
And I really have to say a heartfelt thank you to Mr. Ian Edwards of Tranquility Beach Resort, because until we spoke about the multi-purpose court in Point Michel, the project was still on a standstill, recognizing that government could not commit to the project at the moment. And having such an interest in sports and community development, he said, Denise, once the community is involved and on board, I will assist you with this court. And he did deliver on his word, and he assists us with over $60,000 to pour this court you see here today.
Minister Charles says government is committed to increasing the accessibility to sports infrastructure, which is evident in its many developments across the island.
There is a new excitement in the place. Everywhere you go, you're hearing news about sports development in Dominica. You're hearing about multi-purpose courts being constructed. And right now, I think in Portsmouth, we're going to have a multi-purpose facility. So the investment this government is making, please let us not take it for granted. In other regions, those investments are not taking place because COVID-19, and for us in Dominica, Hurricane Maria hit us a hard blow. We are still recovering from that. But despite those challenges, we continue to listen to you and respond to your needs. We may not always do it immediately, but once we make a promise, we deliver.
Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development, Honorable Oscar George, called on youth to take advantage of the opportunities afforded to them.
I urge our young players in particular, the opportunities in sports are tremendous, but we cannot do it for you. We can provide the facilities, we can incentivize you, we can help you, we can provide you with uniforms, we can pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to send you overseas and play and represent yourself and Dominica. But at the end of the day, your performance is dependent on you. You have to put in the work. You have to go out and practice. You have to work on your shortcomings and ensure that you build your capacity in terms of your game. This facility here is a start. It's a very good start by your parent. So we are bringing this facility here to you, and all we are saying is that use this facility, apply your trade, learn your skills, and it should be a springboard for motivating you to go on to the next level.
2 presentations were made during the opening ceremony. 3 basketballs were presented to the parliamentary representative, Honorable Dennis Charles, by sports coordinator, Mr. Trevor Shillingford, while a presentation of volleyballs and equipment was made to Mr. David Toussey by the Soufrière Constituency Association and the People's Republic of China. A number of constituents from the Roseau Valley constituency will soon benefit from improved living conditions. Government will continue to address the housing needs of citizens. 340 homes are currently under construction, with the inclusion of 256 housing units in 11 communities to include Trafalgar. An apartment complex in the Lily Valley area of Trafalgar will soon be handed over. The complex consists of 12 units, 3 three-bedroom apartments, and 9 two-bedroom apartments. 16 other units to include standalone homes are also being constructed in the Lily Valley area. Major progress has been recorded on this project thus far.
3 of the buildings have 4 units, and then the others are single units. So a total of 16 units have been built here. All of them are 3-bedroom units. And we're really looking forward to the completion of this housing because, as I said, we have 12 on the other side, we have 16 here. So that would definitely help alleviate the stress and the problems of the constituents regarding housing. And we're really looking forward to the completion of this.
This project has stimulated economic development for the people of Roseau Valley, as all the contractors engaged in this housing development are products of the constituency.
The good thing about this is also the contractors, they're all from the Roseau Valley. And as you can see, all the people employed here are also from the Roseau Valley. So, let alone providing housing for people, but it's also their livelihood, the contractors, the employment, and so that's really great for us in the Roseau Valley. Close by, we also have our playing field. Trying to get some more lights for the playing field, so we have the playing field ready adjacent to these housing schemes, and we also have the basketball court. As I told you earlier, we're going to have an indoor basketball court in Trafalgar. So you can just imagine how the whole community, how it's set up with the playing field with lights and the basketball court, which is covered, and plus you have all the housing going on. So it's really a nice development project that's going on in Trafalgar and the Roseau Valley by extension. And we're so pleased that the government recognized the plight of the people of the Roseau Valley. We're very grateful to the Prime Minister and the government for recognizing our issue.
Dr. McIntyre encourages residents to be patient, as not everyone can receive assistance at the same time. He will continue to address the living conditions of his constituents, as other housing projects are in the pipelines.
It's all shall eat, although we might not eat at the same time, but nonetheless, we all eating. Yeah, some might get now, those who don't get now might get a little later down, but everybody will eventually get at one time or the other. So we're really grateful for this, really, really grateful.
The apartment complex is expected to be handed over before the end of 2023, while the other 16 housing units are anticipated to be completed by the first quarter of 2024.
It's not just a matter of a house to protect you from a hurricane or climatic event. What a house does, it empowers you. So you have a proper house, you can study properly, the kids come home to a safe environment, you know, whether it's, granted against the evils of the weather, but it's just the whole comfort and just the whole confidence that you're building in people. You have a safe home, you have proper electricity in your home, your kids can study, they come home to a safe place, you have a nice little yard, you can plant your little flowers, you have your fruit trees. It's a bigger picture. That's how you empower people, whether it's education, whether it's, employment, and also housing plays a really great part, whether it's through their health, but it's all empowering people of Dominica, and that's what the government is all about.
These houses are being constructed to withstand hurricane-force winds and seismic activity. Local contractor Mr. Ken Daniel says work is progressing at a steady pace. He says the project, which began in August last year, was faced with severe weather conditions. However, significant advancements have been made.
It's rather we have them working than them on the street. So thanks to the prep again for making these guys busy, put their bags on their back, working instead of sitting down in the shop or by the roadside. So that is a kind of encouragement for the village. It kind of gives the village a good name, a good record.
Another local contractor, Mr. Elijah John Baptist, is excited to see the fruition of this project as it will improve lives for a number of families.
It's a good thing for people who actually need the houses. I mean, these houses are quite robust houses. For sure, we'll have a lot of safety assurance during disaster, and you can say these houses are quite robust.
These houses are expected to contribute to the socio-economic development of a number of families as government is on a mission to enhance the quality of lives for all citizens. You're watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development with specific responsibility for youth and sports, Honorable Oscar George, has highlighted a number of initiatives undertaken by government in the interest of Dominica's young people. The minister recently outlined some of the programs and projects geared at advancing the country's youth.
As we know, we seek to create opportunities for the advancement of young people across Dominica. And obviously, one of the key components is the building of skills and skills traits. And of course, the Youth Development Division plays an important role in that regard. And over the years, we have spent quite a few millions of dollars pumping into the Youth Development Division because we believe that by equipping our young people with the necessary skills they need to compete, to earn incomes for themselves, that is very important for us.
The minister says as government is not able to employ every young person, the Youth Skills Training Program provides the essential tools.
The fact is that there is a high demand for these skills all across the world in every single sector you can think of. Currently, we are advancing the development of our international airport. We will need engineers, we will need tradesmen, plumbers, and the list goes on. And I think that is just justification for continuing to increase the allocation we spend on skills training programs. Of course, in this new era, digital skills is also very important for us as a country. We see where the world is going. These days, the most important careers, in my opinion, careers such as programming, coding, web design, these are areas where we think that young persons should focus more of their energies and talents on.
Government intends to spend in excess of $75 million over the next 5 years on the digital transformation project.
Actually, we have developed 15 innovation hubs across the island in many different communities. And these hubs basically just an avenue where young persons within the communities can come in, go in, use the necessary technologies in there to develop the digital skills. And again, we are committed to this, and it's something that we will see continuing going forward. Another aspect of developing our skills is business skills. And I think in that sense, the Dominica Youth Business Trust plays an important role in developing businesses among Dominicans.
He says Dominica's youth are not short of ideas. The key is to develop these ideas into lucrative enterprises.
The young persons, they have nice, innovative ideas. And the challenge we have is how do we translate these ideas, these business ideas, into viable businesses that can be sustainable and, of course, gain incomes for these people. And we have to understand that the private sector plays an important role in our development. And, of course, young businesses or micro businesses is an avenue which we can lead to develop the private sector in Dominica. So I just want to commend the staff, the coordinator, the staff of the DYBT. I think they have been doing an excellent job. And of course, this will continue into the future.
Dominica to host the 12th conference of the Caribbean Youth Forum on Environment and Development, CARIFED, next year. The contingent from Dominica participated for the first time this year in CARIFED. The 11th conference was held in Trinidad and Tobago from the 28th of July to the 11th of August 2023. CARIFED is a study abroad program where students visit a Caribbean territory to investigate and conduct a comparative study on the theme of regional development significance.
We almost didn't go, But I'm so thankful that the Ministry of Youth really came through for us. We actually had 9 participants slated to go. We had 9 seats, but because of the timing, we agreed for 3, because my focus was, I just wanted to see the flag of Dominica being waved in that forum. Antigua, Jamaica, all these other countries have participated. And then I think we have a lot to learn, but a lot to offer for our young people. And this is an opportunity to provide. A lot of times we say the young people are not doing, but do we provide an enabling environment for them? And this is what CariFed does. It provides an enabling environment for the young people to thrive.
Cameron Augustine, Kayana Edwards, and Rhonda Selaire attended this year's forum.
The first day that we arrived, they said that we have to create a project together. So it was me, somebody from Trinidad and Tobago, and somebody from Barbados. And we had to come up with a project about, some different challenges in the Caribbean, that we face. And we came up with a father after absenteeism in the Caribbean. And we had to pitch the project in front of a panel of 3 judges. And we had our misunderstandings because when it came to management structure and source of funding. But eventually we worked it out, and I think we did really well.
It was a very great venture. The projects pitched were very good. One of the projects dealt with biogas, and one of the judges was actually part of the Ministry of Sustainability, and they were working on a biogas project. So right there, the participants got inside that ministry and were actually invited to the ministry to see how it works. So it's a link between the old and the new. The youth are giving new ideas and basically just bringing in a new footing. And right now, I must say, the ministries are now accepting it and taking them under their wing and giving them the opportunity.
Over $190,000 is being invested in the Wharton Waven playing field. Significant progress has been recorded on this project since the establishment of an agreement between the National Authorization Office of Dominica and the Public Works Corporation. More in this report with Aliyah Martin.
Over $190,000 is being invested in the Wharton Waven playing field. Significant progress has been recorded on this project since the establishment of an agreement between the National Authorizing Office of Dominica and the Public Works Corporation. Roseau Valley is known as the wellness capital of Dominica, with its many sulfur spas and peaceful ambience. When completed, this facility will also enhance the wellness aspect of Wharton Waven.
It's more than just a playing field for people to come and play their football and their cricket. It goes beyond that. It's something that we see that can really enhance the whole development of Wharton Waven. Because as you know, the Roseau Valley, this is the wellness capital of Dominica. And wellness in the sense that it's not just the absence of disease, but it's also many other things that can prevent disease. And we know the importance of physical activity, we know the importance of recreating, we know the importance of stress management. So it's our real comprehensive approach that we can have a good playing field that can contribute to the whole wellness and the development of the village itself. Because you have to look at it that we can maybe have national games here and all other sporting events on this playing field, so it can bring some economic activity to the area as well.
Government is on path to strengthening community sports with major developments in sports infrastructure across the island. Dr. McIntyre believes this new facility will facilitate the objective of decentralizing sports in Dominica.
It's a national drive that we're on to step up all our playing fields. So that way, actually, we can diversify sports in the country. So it wouldn't be just in one particular community or village, it will be every single village in the country will be having up to standard playing fields so they can compete on an equal, level, equal table and playing fields. So we don't want some people to have better facilities and some don't have facilities. So that's the whole drive of the Ministry of Sports and the government of Dominica, that we should have playing fields of good standard in every single community in the country. And that way we can have, equal and proper competitions. No one will be having an advantage over the other. So that's part of the whole drive.
The new playing field is expected to bring wholeness among residents and give youth an opportunity to connect in new ways.
It's all about community spirit. It's all about, staying active. It's all about wellness. It's all about just, and it's a way for us to come. I remember growing up, people would come on the playing field, and that's where you gather, that's where you talk, that's where you learn. That's the informal education we used to get, just sitting down. Even my good friend from GIS, I remember brother me and I sitting down in Windsor Park on the stands and just talking. And that's where you learn things, and that's where people get together and, just building a good country spirit, a community spirit, and so we can thrive from there on.
A number of residents are employed on this project. Dr. McIntyre says the support and gratitude shown by the community thus far is gratifying.
But yeah, quite a few of us are engaged, and let alone just being engaged, just the whole enthusiasm and the support that the people from the community are putting behind all of this, because they realize the advantage, and it's something they've been waiting for quite a long while, and it's finally coming, and they can finally see their playing field. And a lot of work has gone on here, because it's not just a matter of leveling and grading the playing field. We have to slope it properly, we have to put the proper drainage, so that because this is a high rainfall area, and with a high rainfall area we must have proper drainage. It doesn't just make sense that you just flatten the field. We have to slope it properly, put proper drainage.
Much progress has been recorded on this project. PVC pipes have already been laid along the perimeter of the field. The Member of Parliament expressed his gratitude to the NAO for its commitment to the development of this playing field.
Our next move is to get the topsoil going on, and if we can have proper topsoil and have a nice surface, then that would be the ideal situation. And I think that's where we're heading, and we're very much on our way to having a real nice playing field there. So we really look forward to that. And we must be really grateful and thankful to the European Union, NAO, Mr. Roberts. She's been really, really helpful, and she's been pushing it with us, because let alone just the playing field, we're going to have benches. Some of the benches have been put up already, and we're going to have lighting, so we can even practice at night and even have games at night as well. So it's really something that is really great, and we're looking forward to it. And I keep saying that the people have been patient, and I really appreciate that. Very understanding, and and they trusted us, and they were not wrong. They put their trust in us, and now we're delivering. So, and we always keep our promises. But that's the whole comprehensive development program that the government has. It's sports, it's health, it's we making a promise and we keeping our promise to the people, and so they can see when we say we're going to get something done, we get it done.
When surface works are completed, the project will also see the erection of washroom facilities. Plans are in place to ensure Wharton forms its very own football academy upon completion of the playing field. Currently, young footballers from Wharton are engaged in the football academy in Trafalgar. Meanwhile, chairman of the Wharton Development Committee, Mr. Rudolph George, is excited over the realization of this project.
It has been how would I say it, something that I always wanted to see happen in my community, because we have been really pushing and fighting for us to get the playing field to a playing standard. And now that it is coming to reality, not just me, I believe everybody in the community is excited, is happy about it, and they're just waiting. Can't wait for them to hear good to go, ready to play.
Mr. George says this investment will be cherished by people of Wharton.
We as a community has already sat down and put plans together how we want to utilize the use of the playing field. It's not going to just stay there, grow grass, and nobody is going to utilize it. It is going to be utilized in the best way possible.
The project is expected to be completed later this year. Aliyah Martin for the Government Information Service.
Thank you, Aliyah, for that report. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I am Octavia Prosper. Thank you for watching.